Many actors who dreamed of tying their lives to the film industry in their childhood imagine that they will only play positive heroes on screen, saving the world from evil, or at least motivating viewers to perform heroic deeds. Few can imagine that their best roles will be associated with embodying on screen, shall we say, characters who do not have high moral principles. Billy Bob Thornton did not think about this either. Actually, he did not dream of becoming an actor, preferring cozy concert halls filled with country music fans to film sets. This video will discuss how Billy Bob Thornton ended up on the big screen instead of the stage and became one of Hollywood's most popular villains. As a teenager, Billy never thought of tying his life to the film industry. Instead, he dreamed of a musical career, and in parallel with his musical aspirations, he also showed himself to be quite talented in sports. As a player on the school baseball team, his successes were so noticeable that at a certain point, he seriously considered the possibility of becoming a professional athlete. However, a broken collarbone forced Thornton to say goodbye to his baseball career and begin to search for himself in other areas. Acting engulfed him completely, and he went to Los Angeles to try to make a career in the film industry. He also attended various courses for aspiring actors. During one of these courses, Thornton met the popular American director Billy Wilder, who advised Thornton to start writing screenplays. Thornton, who had only seen himself as an actor until then, began to take an interest in screenwriting after this meeting and tried to write his first works. However, Thornton's first steps in the film industry were as an actor. He received his first roles in films when he was 33 years old. These were mostly minor roles in obscure films. In 1992, Thornton wrote the screenplay for a crime drama called One False Move, in which he also played one of the main roles. The film's plot revolves around the main character, who moves from Arkansas to Los Angeles, which was undoubtedly inspired by Thornton's personal history. The film's synopsis is not particularly original. However, it is one of those cases where the film, despite its seemingly tired plot, unfolds positively for the viewer during the screening. As a result, the critics warmly received the film, awarding positive reviews for both the screenplay and the actors' performances. In particular, Thornton's performance was praised, playing a character who lacked high morals. The following year, the actor appeared on screen alongside Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer in the film Tombstone. The film was also positively received by both critics and audiences, earning $56 million at the box office. However, his role in this film was episodic, as in his subsequent works. Until 1995, the actor only appeared in episodic roles, appearing in films of different genres, including Steven Seagal's On Deadly Ground. In 1995, Thornton received what is called the chance of a lifetime, as well as $1 million to create his own project, which eventually became the film Sling Blade, where Thornton acted as a director, screenwriter, and main performer. The film tells the story of a character named Carl, who returns to his hometown after spending 25 years in a mental hospital. The release of the film was a real success for Thornton. The film earned $24 million at the box office, received high ratings from both critics and audiences, and the actor himself received an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, as well as a nomination for Best Mal Earl. Offers began pouring in for actor. However, he chose not to pursue blockbuster films and instead opted to work with unknown directors. In the same year, he appeared in Jim Jarmusch's drama Dead Man. 2 years later, he joined the cast of Oliver Stone's U-Turn, transforming almost beyond recognition for the role. The year 1998 marked a breakthrough for Thornton's popularity. First, he starred in Sam Raimi's thriller A Simple Plan, which received high praise from both audiences and critics, although it didn't earn much at the box office, only $16 million. Then, later that summer, Thornton finally made it to the big leagues, landing a role in Michael Bay's Armageddon. The film generated massive box office hype, grossing $550 million. making it one of the highest-grossing films of the year and the highest-grossing film of Thornton's career. However, after the overwhelming success of Armageddon, Thornton experienced an equally overwhelming failure when Pushington was released in 1999. Despite a star-studded cast that included John Cusack, Cate Blanchett, and Angelina Jolie, the film bombed at the box office, earning only $8 million on a budget of $33 million. After the release of the movie, Angelina Jolie and Billy started a romance. At some point, the media frenzy surrounding Thornton and Jolie's relationship became so overwhelming that it seemed like the public had completely lost interest in their movies, and the only topic for discussion was the public displays of affection that the paparazzi magically managed to capture. This obsession lasted until 2003, when the couple officially split. Meanwhile, Thornton continued to work on new projects while the media was fixated on the lovey-dovey photos of the actors. It was especially frustrating because he had some of his best work during that time, on and off screen. In 2000, he wrote the screenplay for Sam Raimi's film The Gift, which starred Keanu Reeves and Cate Blanchett. The film earned $45 million at the box office and received good reviews. That same year, Thornton made his directorial debut with All the Pretty Horses. However, the debut was not successful, as the film flopped at the box office and received mediocre reviews. Returning to acting, in 2001, Thornton starred in two films that are considered among his best works. First, he appeared in the Coen brothers' film The Man Who Wasn't There. Despite modest box office earnings, the film received numerous rave reviews, and Thornton also received a nomination for a Golden Globe for Best Actor. In the same year, another film was released, which became a pleasant discovery for many viewers. The movie Monsters Ball earned $44 million at the box office, received high ratings from both audiences and critics, which nominated it for Best Screenplay and awarded Halle Berry the Best Actress Oscar. After a successful year, Thornton decided to take a break from movies and switch to his longtime passion, country music. During that period, he recorded several tracks and later in 2007, formed his own band, the Boxmasters, which by that time had released 4 studio albums. Despite his love for music, Thornton had no intention of breaking ties with the film industry, and 2 years later he returned to the screen. In 2003, Thornton pushed his ability to play amoral characters to the maximum and appeared in 2 Christmas-themed films. First, he played the role of an unpleasant U.S. president in the movie Love Actually, and then starred as his now iconic character in Bad Santa. By that time, Billy Bob Thornton was well aware of the type of characters audiences wanted to see him play, so he famously said that if a studio needed a jerk, they would call him. He also received another nomination for the Golden Globe for his role in Bad Santa. However, his return to this character in 2016 turned out to be a failure in all aspects, once again proving that some films don't need a sequel. One could say that the first half of the 2000s was successful for Thornton, but alongside box office hits, there were also films that were overlooked by audiences. In the second half of the 2000s, the number of such films began to dominate. After starring in the decent spy thriller Eagle Eye, Thornton delivered underwhelming performances in Bad News Bears, The Informers, and Mr. Woodcock. He ended the 2000s as a faded star, and the 2010s began in the same way. A series of failed projects gave no hope of any positive changes in his career. This continued until 2014, when the Coen brothers once again approached him, inviting him to star in the first season of their new series Fargo. Thornton's portrayal of a cold-blooded killer was so impressive that it became one of the best aspects of the first season and earned him a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a TV miniseries. Over the past few years, he has starred in films such as Million Little Pieces and London Fields, which together earned a total of $500,000 at the box office. In 2021, the actor appeared in the series 1883, which is a spin-off of the series Yellowstone, and in 2022, he could be seen in the film The Gray Man. Currently, Fractured stands as the latest project in the actor's filmography. For someone who didn't initially plan on becoming an actor and entered the film industry as an adult, Billy Bob Thornton has had a rather impressive career. Without aiming to conquer Hollywood, he appeared in one of its most popular films in history and delivered several memorable performances.